because they're rotating around you, they don't always fire at the exact precise angle that a single does.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think depending on when you hit Z and where the shell is going around you, it will affect how it bounces off that fence. Which because
I bet that's. I mean, so sometimes even without the CPUs affecting it on Mario Raceway, the red shell skip.
Yeah.
Since you're using triples, Beck has something. It goes a little bit different than he thought. And I think that's probably because it shoots from the side rather than the front.
Yeah, I was actually attempting. I was doing some IL attempts tonight, and one of the other things that's difficult about that red shell skip on. Uh-oh, did you not menu correctly, or you're doing the DK jump here? So assuming you missed the DK jump. Yeah, just looked like you jumped a little bit too early there. I was gonna say, lost my train of thought. I guess it doesn't matter.
I kind of forget what you were talking about too.
Yeah, it wasn't that interesting apparently.
But Beck's got the triple greens here.
Oh yeah, the triple reds on Mario Raceway.
Right.
So the other thing about Mario Raceway is that it's and Beck missed the triple green too.
Oh man, yeah, even the backup shoot.
But he's in first place. He's a lap ahead, so it's not that.
Right.
Yeah, basically the same thing that happened to MR.
It's that first triple green skip that's more important because
exactly. Yeah, the first one is.
Oh, and actually, we should explain why. You can't get green shells of any kind in 8th.
Oh, after third place. Third place is the lowest place you can get shells.
Right. But so if you're just sitting there and the CPU's pass you, so I guess even when you get into 4th place.
Exactly. As soon as you're in 4th place and you don't have a green, you have to drive forward. Like there's nothing else you can do. Yeah.
Yeah. The only other option is a extremely challenging, nearly impossible mushroom cancel thing. Like you have to get both a red shell and a mushroom, and then mushroom when you get hit by the red shell, and it's just not going to happen. And even an IL run.
Will that work with a blue shell as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
It looked like Beck had a little bit of trouble with the green shell backups, but he just got it again. So he's lost a little bit of time there. But I think MR basically had about the same sort of time issue. So I don't remember what his time was, but I think Beck's not really like losing time to MR there. I think he just failed to gain time on him there. Yeah, so going back to the triple reds on Mario Raceway is that the other thing about Mario Raceway is that with Rainbow Road you have that item block in like fence to kind of like line you up to help you set up for like as a visual indicator of like where to start and when to fire and like when to triple tap. But like on Mario Raceway you're like in the middle of the grass and there's like you can look at the finish line, and you can look at like the big hat, but there's no like vertical indicator like how so it's just there's less concrete. For me it's very inconsistent.
Yeah, Beck was saying in the grass. So as far as where to be, there's a little spot there's a polygon, but it's really hard to see because the video quality's not very high in these old games.
Okay, so Beck actually just got triple red shells, and he actually just got the first skip. So this is the going back to the Japanese version, Luigi Raceway, where this is now the kind of the best version for skips runs. And he got 3-3. Wow, this is gonna be
perfect.
Oh, wow.
He made up some real
catch
time
up
there.
He's just got a 47.
I missed the jump into the tunnel, so he will gain some time.
Okay.
So, and worth mentioning, I think, Matthias, you tried to purchase that version of the game for this run, and the seller sent the wrong version. So
yeah, that really sucks. That's
so you're disadvantaged by a mistake on that seller.
Yeah, so if anyone's looking to get the Japanese versions of the game, there's two versions. There's 1.0, 1.1. The best, I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but the best indicator is the back label has for 1.0 it says NUS-JPN, and for 1.1 it says NUS-JPN-1. And for Matthias, I was looking at eBay listings with him the other day, and he bought one that had the back label on the listing. It says JPN-1, but the seller actually gave him a different cartridge, which is definitely having. Oh, you hit the blue shell in the tunnel. Wow.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to get rid of it.
It
worked. It worked before.
That tunnel is kind of strange because it's actually very poorly made, and the polygons don't line up properly, and you can get really unlucky and actually fall through the ground if you're driving straight through it.
Yeah. So let's. I want to talk to Beck real quick about that the triple red on Luigi. So we'll let Matthias back to concentrating on his on his race. All right. Good luck, Matthias.
Hey. Yeah, thanks.
Hey. So 47 on Luigi Raceway. That's pretty clutch, man.
Yeah, a lot of people are giving me a hard time for using the Japanese version, but people don't seem to remember me losing a bunch of time in 100cc because of it.
Yeah.
It's basically balanced out because I messed up the shortcut trigger.
Right. Yeah, actually, I was kind of curious. Like, what was your approach? Like, did you have specific strategies for like 50 and 100 and 150, or was it pretty much? I can't remember what you did on 50 and 100.
50, I mean, the strategy was get the reds in the front, and I just didn't get the reds, and I got double star, so I just went with that, played it safe, and got the blue.
Gotcha.
And then 100cc, I just drove around like I was just gonna grab the blue and just do the lap skip once.
Oh yeah, but it did.
But
the
lap skip didn't work, so I lost a pretty good amount.
That was good.
Yeah, so I think that's a pretty fair assessment in the sense that yes, JPN 1.1 is clearly the best for individual world record attempts, but for a race setting, I don't know if it's really like the best option. I think there's risks involved where if you go for the lap skip and you if you go too far left, you actually can lose half a lap. So there's all kinds of things. And the other thing too, which I think Drew, this is probably a challenge for Drew now, is Matthias actually got triple reds plus star, so he's getting a really fast KD. He got
and people might be confused by what the reds were doing in that track area. It's basically they don't know what to do when you shoot coming out of that tunnel. And so they go sit next to that fence on the left side, and they're very nicely set up for you to run into them.
So it looks like, so I guess my question, we'll have to figure this out, but by looking at the item tables for JPN, but in the US version, I think Drew mentioned this at the very beginning of the race, the CPU has a 1 item in 8th place. The 8th place CPU item table, there's 1 entry for Lightning, and I don't know if we've double checked that on the JPN version, but
we did double check. Yeah, it's
did we? Okay.
1 entry,
and it seems like, and this is just anecdotal, but it seems like the rate at which the CPU fires Lightning in JPN is higher than the US version.
Yeah. And back of you, how many Lightnings have you had this session here against you?
Just the one.
Okay.
But I mean, would you say that's like you feel like you get Lightning more often?
Well, I was when I was doing the skips runs in 150cc for sure, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to say if it's like an overall difference. I mean, we noticed in the US version, people who were like slower, usually with like mid 40 range times, would get hit by lightning a lot more also. So
they also have more time to get hit by lightning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you'd have to do basically either we'd have to go disassemble that part of the game code.
Right.
And it's oh jeez.
Oh man, I thought I drove around because I thought I lost one of my red shells, and I did not.
I was wondering why you were going. But
And if you saw Beck run into the train, it's it wasn't just
he was trying to shoot the gap.
Yeah, you can go between the cars, which is kind of a neat element of the game.
So you lost about 25 seconds to Emma. You got the 115, which that's one of the things in this type of run where it's like you can get pretty wild swings like on from one track to the next. Where if you need a certain item or something, and you just don't get it.
I just want to point out, Matthias just got hit by a shell. Whenever you see somebody get hit, it's their own shell. Because the CPUs, they pick up shells, but they never shoot them.
Right.
And in fact, if you get hit, it's by one of your shells that you shot forwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, we found out. I guess Beck found this out, trying to set up a green shell skip on KD. That you, for whatever reason, when you fire a shell backwards, you're like immune to it. You can never be hit by it. So,
I had not known that until Beck pointed out. But what I had known that makes it tricky is you're also immune to your forward shot shells for like 2 seconds.
Well, yeah, that was important in the getting the green shell skip to work. The old no setup way, because if you ran into it too soon, it wouldn't work. The green shell skip on Rainbow Road. So you had to do that where you fired it off to the right and then kind of waited a little bit before you actually ran into it or attempted to run into it, because you get that delay where you get those immunity frames where you're like hitting the shell, but you're actually not.
That also makes it so if that weren't the case, then you could probably use green shells to skip the fence on Calamari Desert. It's probably not something you need to do.
Well, I've seen Beck. I mean, Beck actually he's done it where he does this interesting setup where he actually turns his back to the finish line, fires the green shell forward like the opposite way, like towards the tunnel
the wall.
And then he backs up, and like the tumble will tumble him over the fence backwards.
I stole that setup from like a forum post from like 2002 or something.
Oh, really? Wow.
So I don't know who it was that said it, but yeah, people were talking about it, and I saw that strat, and I tried it out, and that's the only even slightly consistent thing that it's still not very consistent though.
Well, it's one of those things where it's really it's kind of like a last ditch effort too, if you're even trying it. I guess because I would never do it in a race, because if you're
no chance.
Yeah, if you don't hit it, you're completely hosed.
Yeah, you're stuck in the tunnel there.
Yeah.
And there's no known way to get out of there without an item.
Right, or just driving around basically. Alright, well, I think I have to get going here pretty soon, so Drew, I'm gonna hand the reins off to you by yourself. So it's been fun, and I'll probably be watching on my phone while I hang out with my
Finally.
But, good luck to everyone, and it's been fun commentating on this so far. So
yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks, Jonesy.
All right, see you guys later.
See you.
Bye. All right, yeah. So we got Choco Mountain for Matthias. Just finished that. Pretty good spread going on here. Between a battle for first and second and a battle for between third and fourth right now. So let's go not talk to Flippy in a while, so I'm going to unmute you.
Hey.
Hey. How's it going?
What's up? Significantly better than 50cc. I'd say I made some small mistakes in 100cc, and I missed the blue shell again in Luigi Raceway, so that's not been going too well. But besides that, it's like I feel like I did pretty well, especially on my Warrior Stadium. I managed to get a 26. I bounced once on the wall and didn't get over. Drove back and got it second try, and then it was pretty much a 3 out of 3 besides that. That was nice.
Nice.
If I get this Toast Turnpike jump now... Yeah, I've got all 3 so far. What'd you say?
You brought up your Mario Raceway time on the start.
I feel like I definitely did.